so not ready, but I'm getting ready right now. And this is actually my favorite part, when I am, well, about to be ready. Because I want to go with you through some of these articles. Unless there's a new one, I'm going to see right now. I take my time. Welcome, people. Yes, you're in the right place. I'm gonna take my time and wait until everybody's here. Because there are some articles, of course. And there's a bunch of stuff. There's so much. So let me get right to it. Some of you are behind the paywall in Canada. You cannot see what I can see. So I want to show you just a few articles that maybe you're not aware of. Because everything continues. Yeah. Hey, Stephanie, Sandra, Krista. Hi, everyone. Well, you know what? Let me start with something that, of course, happened on my own chat, right? And this time I got notes. I got a lot of notes. That's the first time ever I'm actually making notes. Because I don't want to. I have Daniel's statements. I looked into them. Hey, Grandel, Grey Wolf, everybody. I'm going to wait a little bit for more people to come in. Anything new, anything happening that I'm not aware of? Let me know. Oh my God, I've been talking to myself here. Out of the statements Daniel made, this one stood out to me. Because when you rate law enforcement, when I ask somebody to please rate law enforcement and the work they have done so far, Daniel even asked, is that a trick question? But remember what I talked about in other cases when Seth Rogers, maybe I should pull this up, when Seth Rogers was on Vinnie Politan.
I didn't kill Lilly.
I'm still gonna wait, guys. So if the action is in chat right now. But so let me verbally remind you of Seth Rogers, the father of Sebastian Rogers, who went missing. When he was asked, how do you rate the work from law enforcement? And he said, my son is not here. He kept it very simple, guys. Remember that? When Chris Proudfoot was asked, he praised law enforcement. They've done an excellent job. So, of course, I had to ask Daniel a similar question. How would you rate law enforcement? How would you rate the work on a scale from 1 to 10, right? And he said 10 out of 10. And then he asked, is this a trick question? Yeah, if you want to call it that. Have you seen him now, Mike? He knows the cyber division is watching. I understand too. You know, he wants to be on the good side. But the thing is this, guys. Let's keep this very straight. If your children are missing, and I ask you, how would you rate the work that law enforcement have done so far? If your children are still missing, 10 out of 10 would mean as good as it gets. Even if law enforcement had done amazing work, I would expect you to say 0 out of 10 rather than 10 out of 10. Because, would it be possible for you to praise the work of law enforcement if your children are still not brought home? So this is something that I want to highlight more than anything before I'm going to go back into a couple of other things. You see, everything that we say, and I mean, I have all of the screenshots, of course, from the things that Daniel has stated. And well, I'll go back to this in a minute. I rather want to get into what's new. And one thing, of course, I have received this right after my last live, is about the neighbor, because we heard about there having been thefts, they have been in trouble with the law. And here's the older article that was updated in March but it's from 2020, and it's talking about the Bradley Wong, right? Bradley Michael Wong of Lansdowne and 36-year-old Thomas James Fulton. They were caught by police. Okay, this is something else. But this is not really about Jack and Lilly. But I just wanted to bring this up because Janie kept referencing that the neighbor had been in trouble with the law. So, of course, Janie didn't like what he said because in the beginning, the neighbors have come up and stated they heard what they thought was Daniel's car. So we noticed in the very beginning that there is a need for both Daniel and his mother, to mention that that we shouldn't trust them, that we shouldn't trust their statements, which was really revealing. And I had no idea that they had heard a vehicle. I just knew that he and Janie brought it up again and again and again. So my thought was, why is that neighbor so important? What is so important about him? We, of course, now learn it was two people. And let's go right to it. So this is the dude from the organization. And there will be searches, of course. And I personally don't expect anything to come out of it. But I'm open for the best. I'm open for surprises at all times. The question is, where are they going to start searching? So here we go.
Relocate them. We got to find these kids.
For Nick Oldreeve with Please Bring Me Home, the goal of their...
So the ideal solution is relocate them. We got to find these kids.
For Nick Oldreeve with Please Bring Me Home, the goal of their involvement in the search for Lilly and Jack Sullivan, who went missing on May 2nd from their home in Lansdowne Station, is to shake the tree.
Maybe in
So shake the tree, of course. Earl Martell on his Facebook post said shake the apple tree or something like that. So I guess he got it from here. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Guys, when it comes to any searches, I am not hope-based. I'm not based on hope. So the question is, where are they going to search? Now, one thing that Daniel pointed out that really, really struck me yesterday, Earl's property had not been searched. Remember Daniel saying that. And I asked about the ATV. And I don't think that the cadaver dogs were taken to the ATV. Unless there's something I missed. From the very beginning, I mentioned 4 major spots that should be searched by the cadaver dogs. And Earl's property and the ATV were on top of my list. And now realizing Earl's property wasn't searched. And I don't think the ATV was searched either. Who retracted the statements yesterday? Ah, okay. You see, remember when they had these searches for Sebastian, you have this guy, Stephen Crabtree, running through the forest with a camera, with the rolled up dollar bill, allegedly sniffing something. Then you had Stephen Fisher, their so-called investigator, a year later running through caves, searching for Sebastian there. A search means absolutely nothing to me unless you search in the right spots and unless you have done your research and follow where your research leads you. Otherwise, it's completely meaningless, people. 100% meaningless, meaning that it's often for show. That so-called investigator, Stephen Fisher, he did it only for show, and so did the other guy a year after Sebastian disappeared, running through the forests aimlessly, making it look as if they were doing something. And I don't expect that much. Hey, Natural Ingredients. Well, let's listen to this.
For somebody to send in a tip if they know something, and or the search efforts continue and they're in those woods.
He says the nonprofit group has only been involved in the case for about 5 days, but adds the children's grandmother, Belinda Gray, had reached out to them back in May. Oldreeve says they've had success so far in getting more information out, circulating a statement on October 13th that they say is from Lilly and Jack's mother, Malaya Brooks.
Okay, so about Malaya's statement, of course. I don't believe she had written it herself. Let's go back there for a minute. I don't think it was written by her. I've pointed this out before, but I guess I have to do it one more time because well, let's see. Because who misspells their own name? Right? I mean, let's keep it real. Who misspells their own name? But it was brought forward by this organization. Is that her handwriting? I'm not so sure, guys. Because when you go down here, it says Malayi Brooks Murray. Not Malaya Brooks Murray. But underneath there is a signature. I don't know why they blanked out Brooks Murray, but I believe this is her signature. I don't even believe she written this herself. I think somebody else did, because you can be the worst speller in the world. But are you going to misspell your very own name? This was pointed out by one of you in my members section immediately. Like, how can you believe that this was written by her? Well, I don't. But Please Bring Me Home, this organization published it. So this is just a real giveaway that something is really, really wrong. It would be impossible for me to spell my name wrong. Even when I was 5 years old, I learned how to spell my name. And maybe I spelled it wrong when I was 5. But after that, you don't do that. You just don't. I believe she had absolutely no involvement with, she was a part of it probably, but I think somebody else wrote this for her. She signed it, but it needs to be put into perspective, guys. That I don't think that this is her handwriting. Belinda said it looked like her handwriting. But I think that she didn't even care enough to be the one who sits down and writes it out. I don't think that Malaya cared enough to even do that. I believe it was probably one of her friends. Maybe it was Haley, maybe it was Cheryl, who knows? Who knows? Who knows who did it? So when I had gotten it, I immediately posted it in my members section back then, a couple of weeks ago, and one of you pointed it out immediately, and I said, damn, I didn't catch it. But I think I gotten it. No, this one, I got the original from Belinda. This one I gotten from, I don't know where, I don't remember. So I shared it immediately because this is the one that Please Bring Me Home had published. So I didn't look at it. I had already listened to the audio when it came my way, and I shared it on the air. And then I saw this. And yeah, you don't misspell your own name. You don't misspell your own name, people. I don't care how uneducated you are. If you're over the age of 7 and somebody asks you to write your name down, you will not misspell it. And of course, the giveaway as well is first, it's printed, and then it's signed. So they probably went, Malaya, come on, Malaya, please. Malaya, are you too busy? Malaya, please sign this shit. Please. I wrote it all out for you. You don't have to do anything. Just, Malaya, are you you're at the beach? Please come home. Just sign this so we can get it out there and share it with people. Thank you with deepest gratitude, Malaya Brooks-Murray. Yeah. Somebody else wrote this for her, guys. And that's also an indication how little she actually cares. I mean, she doesn't even pretend to care. After her first interview, she was done. She was through with everything. That was it for her. Sayonara, I'm done. I did my job. What you want? Get out of here. So, Please Bring Me Home is the same organization that's now being interviewed. And this is the guy.
Brooks-Murray. She writes, I will never stop searching for my children until they are found and brought home safe and sound.
So whoever wrote this, you can say, I will never stop searching. Yeah. Right. Never.
Someone somewhere knows something, so please
Which is, of course,
bring my babies home. RCMP couldn't verify the accuracy of the statement circulating on social media, but know that Malaya Brooks-Murray has confirmed authorship of a written statement.
I'm sure she confirmed authorship, as long as she doesn't have to sit down and write it and be bothered too much. She'll say, yeah, sure, it comes from me. So of course she affirms, she goes along with it. She had never gone searching to begin with. That's exactly what the problem is, people. She didn't go searching at all. So how can you stop what you don't even start? How about you start by writing your own note without having somebody else do it for you. I mean, how inconvenienced can you feel when your children are missing that you can't even sit down and write any of your feelings down because she just doesn't have the same feelings about the case as the general public actually does. She's completely disinterested. Now, that can be, that she is indifferent, but it can also be that she just doesn't want the answers to come out. And that's what I believe is exactly what's going on. I believe that Malaya does not want the answers to come out, whatever they may turn out to be. And that is a huge deal. And Daniel also said in that interview, people always want to know everything. Well, dude, why wouldn't we want to know? Don't you? The fact that it stands out to you and you feel the need to mention it, that is telling me that you don't feel the same way. Otherwise, you would accept it as normal that everybody always wants to know exactly what happened. And I'm going to remind everybody real quickly what Daniel stated in this interview after the...
I didn't kill Lily and Jack.
It's been 6 weeks now since you've seen Lily and Jack. I just want to ask, how are you holding up?
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody basically in the world at this point is always wanted to know, like, what happened.
Everybody always wanted to know, like, what happened. Minimizing, like, what happened. Okay. And don't you? Why is there a need to bring this up? This is normal. Why wouldn't people? Why does it stand out to you?
We'll go through all my banking information. We'll go through all my stuff on my GPS.
And listen to this. I caught this on the AB Live earlier.
That's from Google.
And you were offering all that up, right?
Yeah, I offered everything.
And why were you doing?
So he says, okay, I offered everything. I offered to do a polygraph. I offered a drug test. I offered this. I offered that. I offered that. Well, he was, So now she's asking, why were you offering this?
That?
To show them that I want to get the investigation moving. I know.
To show them. First he says to show them, and then he pauses. And then he says that I want to get the investigation moving. He didn't say to get the investigation moving. He said to show them. You said it right the first time. You got it right the first time, Daniel, when you said to show them. This is done for show, in my opinion. When he talked about, I want to get this done, I want to get that done, because he wants to appear in a certain way to them. And when you say something, whatever you say first, guys, whatever you say first, and then you pause in addition to that, that is huge. He first said to show them. Daniel, I think this was all done for show. Everything. Every time that you talked about that you volunteered for this, that you volunteered for that you wanted to get the polygraph, all of this. That is the first thing that came to your mind when you asked the question. Why did you do all that? To show them. You want to show them that you want to get the investigation moving. And you didn't say to get the investigation moving, but to show them. So always look at the priority. This is a priority in the answer. what he says first is the first thing that comes to his mind. And he pauses a lot, but it's important to note where he pauses and when he pauses. Listen one more time.
Bring all that up right
Yeah,
from
I
the
offered
beginning.
everything
And why were you doing that?
to show them that I want to get the investigation moving. I know
Listen to this. To show them that, pause, I want to get the investigation moving. To show them that shouldn't be there. What are you talking about? I want to get the investigation moving. Why wouldn't I offer it? I had nothing to do with anything. To show them it's right. He wants to show them. I believe that is his priority. And he also said one time, I'm not doing this for damage control. Well, damage control is obviously on your mind, I think. And there was one thing that I was going to get to earlier yesterday, and I didn't finish it. And that, of course, is the fact, and I'm reading it right now, about Cody, about Malaya calling law enforcement, saying she suspects that Cody may have had the children, that he may have taken them. Malaya reported to police that Jack and Lily's biological father might have them. The following is a summary. At 12:45 a.m., Constable Askew received a phone message from RCMP dispatch that said Malaya had called and indicated Cody Sullivan may have picked up her children. She said, did not have any proof of this. She just wanted to make sure every possibility is looked into. So why did Malaya do that? Let's read on. At 12:57 a.m., Constable Askew received a second message from Malaya through RCMP dispatch. So she called back. Malaya wanted to know if Cody had been contacted and said she has a feeling he might have taken the children to New Brunswick. Now, mind you, Belinda previously stated one time there was a message exchange between Belinda and Daniel. And Belinda said, sadly, Cody wants nothing to do with Malaya or the children, because the topic was that Daniel may have been jealous and didn't want Malaya to take the children to the grandmother's house because Cody was there. So that was her way of saying, I don't know what you're talking about because you didn't have anything to worry about. In that regard, Cody didn't want Malaya back, and he didn't have interest in the kids, sadly. But now she said she has a feeling he might have taken the children to New Brunswick. There is no reason for her to have that feeling because she didn't have that feeling. But the question is, why did Malaya feel the need to do that? Why did she feel the need to point the fingers at Cody? So it says Constable Sire followed up with Malaya, who clarified that it was her mother's gut feeling. Her mother's gut feeling that Cody might have the children. She also said Cody did not know where she and the children lived. Yeah. So Cody, after having no interest for years, all of a sudden doing some major detective work to find out where your kids are, where you live, and getting them how? You were awake at 8:28 a.m. to call your mother. So what did you think? Cody pulled up between 8:28 and 9:40 and Fluffy didn't alert anybody? They knew this was a false tip, people. 100% false tip. But the interesting part is now the mother of Malaya's mother. Why? Now, when we listened to Wade, and he said the first thing he thought when they were driving up there that morning, May 2nd, he thought he did it. He thought Daniel did it. And in my opinion, Wade is telling us what Cindy thinks. Wade and Cindy Murray are one, opinion-wise. I believe that most of what he said to Tint is exactly what him and Cindy agree upon when they talk to each other in private. Yep, he did it. He finally did it. He did something to the kids. So my thought is that whatever took place during the day on Friday, the conversations that Cindy had with Malaya, I believe she either knew or at least strongly suspected something that may not be good for Malaya. Maybe Malaya, with her in private, didn't even talk about Jack and Lilly too much. Maybe it was all about, I want to keep Meadow. I can't have CPS take Meadow away from me. You got to help me. I believe that talking about Cody was intentional finger pointing away from Daniel and Malaya. I believe that Cindy's mother either knew, and I don't believe she knew all the details, of course, but she knew something, or that her suspicion was so incredibly strong. Also that she thought it was in her best interest, in her daughter's best interest, for things not to come out as they are. Because I believe that they both know Cody wouldn't have done this. And also when Daniel talked in the very beginning, he talked about the New Brunswick border. Why? When was that interview given? I think that was on the 3rd, because I don't think TV cameras were there on the 2nd. I believe at that point it was just another missing children case, one of so many. It wasn't until the 3rd that when overnight until the next morning, nothing has been found. All of a sudden the news media became interested and said, what the hell is going on here? What's the delay all about? Let's go down there. Let's interview these people. Maybe by then they have talked off the record with a couple of cops who may have said, oh, something's not right here. This may be a big story. And that's when they came down. But that was the night from Friday to Saturday, that all of a sudden in the middle of the night, Malaya called RCMP. Who else did she call right before that? Did she just get off the phone with her mother? First, she said she has a feeling. All of a sudden, it was her mother's gut feeling. She clarified that it was her mother's gut feeling. Why? And why did you first say you have a feeling? Why didn't your mother call herself? Why is it so important? Because I think her mother felt the need to protect her. Everything that Wade said, I believe almost everything, him, and Cindy agree upon in private. I don't think that Wade said anything that Cindy doesn't believe herself or know more about. And maybe they're not very close, Cindy and Malaya. Maybe they don't communicate that closely. But at the very least, I believe that Cindy picked up on a lot of things that most people have missed at the time. So this is something I didn't get to the last time. But I wanted to make sure that I covered it as well. So as I've said, the ATV, Earl, the cadaver dogs. Here's another thing that stands out. And I give you the highlight before I give you the articles. But it's interesting that police say the video recording captured person holding, okay, Getty's. So this is about Durwood. RCMP also say they had previously met with Geddes on May 30th. Remember, that's when he came on the scene. He was in my chat a couple of times around the time, when he told them he wanted to provide information on the disappearance of the children, but he became confrontational, and evasive when asked questions, and he wanted police to provide him with information about the investigation. That's why I ignored him in the very beginning. Durwood has nothing. So when he was asked specific questions from the RCMP regarding his own statements, yes, I believe he became confrontational and evasive because he doesn't have anything. Put this into perspective. Whenever you think maybe there was something, Malaya recorded whom? Cody? One moment. Yep. Durwood, yeah. Durwood was talking to Patty. Again, Durwood has nothing. He has less than nothing. Because the things that he has are not the truth. So he was unable to continue with what he was starting to say when the police asked him for more details. When police were not like the general public on some channels where he appeared. They were critical of him. And they realized his story didn't add up. But still, he was comfortable enough to go on national TV, give an interview, but they didn't air the full interview. I think they aired probably a soundbite or two. But no, I didn't pay any attention to him whatsoever. There were too many red flags before he even made the statements. So when you see a mass amount of red flags, people, before the actual statement begins, you are able to already dismiss the validity thereof, and it allows you to move on to more important things, to more interesting things. He has no facts. He only has a fabrication. Instant, Charles, I prefer perk coffee, but I'm doing instant coffee. I'm not patient enough to wait for coffee to brew. I'm sorry. And I get all kind. I'm getting. I drink all kind of coffee. I drink some of the cheap stuff, and I drink when I see something that's supposed to be special, I get that. And for me, coffee is coffee. The first cup, okay, that's off topic. A French press, okay, I will. Yeah, no, I would prefer that. I've never tried that Indonesian one, right? The one that these rodents eat, and then they shit it out, and then you have to clean it up. And what's the name of the coffee? God, I forgot the name of that coffee. Like the most expensive coffee in the world. It's been in a tummy of these rodents. Shit. I'm not with it, man. I didn't have enough. Most expensive coffee in the world. Kopi Luwak. Kopi Luwak. A type of coffee bean that has been partially digested and excreted by the Asian palm civet. That is the most expensive coffee. That's the one I have not tried. From Indonesia. Java. Oh my God, I need more coffee. The call was before she fled to the... Yes. They crap out the coffee beans, and then they collect them and wash them, and then fancy poo coffee. Civet. CIV. Okay, let me show it to you. You know what? I'm too depressed with this topic right now. Here we go. Kopi Luwak. Civet coffee is the coffee that consists of partially digested coffee cherries, which have been eaten and defecated by the Asian palm civet, CIVET. This one here. This is disgusting. Oh my God. What is this picture I'm looking at here? Holy crap. I don't even want to drink it, man. Seriously. I don't want it. You see, and I'm not even sure it's that good, people, because there is, when it comes to wine tasting, and there's so much scamming going on, by the way, of what is good and what isn't good, and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, man. So let me see what I was going for. Animal cruelty? No, I don't think so. How is it animal cruelty? Olive oil is a huge scam. I agree with you. Because anything that says blend is a scam. Virgin olive oil. Yep. I like coconut oil, people. Coconut oil is the one they haven't fucked with too much yet. I use coconut oil exclusively right now. I'm happy with it. If it's real olive oil, it's great. Yeah, good for teeth also. Oil pulling, use olive oil. I agree. Keep it simple, you know. When I go in the supermarket, 99% of the items, I wouldn't want them for free. And I'm that serious about it. Hey, Belinda. Okay, no, let's go back to the coffee, man. We need a break from all of this. Let's talk about some else. I'm that serious. Okay, this is Coffee Luwak. And partially digested by this animal. And that's the most expensive coffee in the world. Let's ask on my phone. How much does a pound of Kopi Luwak cost?
$1,300 USD per pound. According to Calypso Coffee, Kopi Luwak is one of the world's most exclusive and expensive coffee, costing up to $1,300 USD per pound. Kopi Luwak, or civet coffee, is a luxury coffee made from beans eaten and excreted by the Asian palm civet. The animal digests the fruit pulp, leaving the coffee.
Okay, $1,300 for 1 pound of this coffee, man. What a scam. Because long time ago, I dated somebody who had a art gallery, and she served wine. And okay, let's say it like this. You cannot tell the difference between the expensive wine, the overhyped wine. There's quality expensive wine, but the real quality wine that is not necessarily that expensive, and the people can use. It's in the minds of people. The same with art. The same when you have, Gerhard Richter selling at Sotheby's for $30-some million, and it's just paint thrown onto a, it's just something thrown up there. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Very subjective. Yeah, the banana that was duct taped. It was sold for thousands. Yeah. Yes, I did read it. I'm going through it, actually. I'm going to go through it. Yeah, let me go to the article. Here's one of them, right? This is going to be about the searches. Oh, the fruitless searches. The Durwood part, of course, stood out to me. So let's never forget, the children were last seen outside their home was May 1st. So all of this stuff about May 2nd. Yeah, I think coffee is not that good for you, man. And I realized, that I think real sleep is the best. Okay, you asked him? No, but I want to make sure with Durwood, I think it's on this one, right? And where exactly, okay. I'm still unclear where Justin Smith was. But let me highlight this again. Let me highlight where Wong actually lives, I think. And I think it's right here. I believe this is where Wong lives, Brad Wong. And he heard a car there. CB, what am I missing here? What are the important parts that you picked? Durwood said he won't say where the children are right now. Yeah, Durwood, I mean, let's go back. Let's make this very clear what you sent to me, okay? While the whole world paid attention to Durwood, except me, police already realized he's full of shit. So when he was in the police office, he became confrontational and evasive. When asked questions, he wanted to talk. He wanted to promote his BS story, guys. But when asked specific questions, he couldn't. So that's why from the very beginning, I ignored everything that he said. And I encouraged everybody to do the same thing. So I don't see any reason to believe they are taken to the reservation. And unless something had happened at the house first, Janie would sing like a canary. She would tell everything. I believe Janie would immediately give us more detail, but she can't because she knows it didn't happen. She knows that everything that came from Durwood is a fabrication. And he wanted to help Daniel to get the, attention away from him. That's what I think happened, people. That's the problem, guys. But you sent me 2 articles, right? So I'm going to look at them and see if there's anything that we may have missed. Let's see. Is there anything new? Belinda, something new was supposed to come out, right? Daniel talked about Justin Smith lives very far away, but Bradley Wong is right here. And that aligns with what Janie told us about the neighbor. So Brad Wong, if he was right here on Lansdowne Station Road working on his car all night, would have heard a vehicle coming down this way. This is the location. He talked about the intersection of Lansdowne Station Road and Gaylock. And right here is where Jack and Lily live. So the car would have gone down this way at night. That way. Where did the car go? And I believe it went back and forth to Earl's house. Earl's house is where the ATV was located, and from what Daniel has told us yesterday, neither Earl's house nor the ATV were searched by cadaver dogs. So when I'm talking about the upcoming search, I expect nothing. I hope for the best, and there's always a possibility that something will be found. But if we don't look in the right direction, it's the same with the polygraph examination. if the right questions are not being asked, a polygraph is worthless. Absolutely and utterly worthless, people. And that's why I'm doing this, and that's why analysts all over the world are there to aid police. And I said from the very beginning, when you search with the cadaver dogs, in my opinion, one of the most important things is to go see the ATV. Take the dogs to the ATV. Because I do believe the ATV was used to transport Jack and Lilly away from Lansdowne Station. But if they didn't bother searching the ATV with the cadaver dogs, then what good is the cadaver dog search going to do for us? Several times that neighbor heard the car go from Daniel's house down this way. Where did it go after that, Bradley? That's a question that I have for you. Did you hear from here? Did you hear if it went probably down this way? Or, as I suspect, that way, towards Earl's house? I believe that vehicle was used for transport to Earl's house. And from there, the ATV was used. And I stick by that. I stick by the ocean references from Janie, from Malaya, and from Daniel. The ocean is where it's at, people. I know about the mine shafts and the bodies of water and so on, but unless I see more specific references that overshadow what was said about the ocean, I'm not going there. So yeah, I believe Earl's house and the ATV should have been searched. And since the cadaver dog search didn't go there, okay, in Drunk Turkey chat, yeah. You asked him there? Yeah, he's avoiding things now. I think that Durwood knows that he doesn't want to go back to his original story because he knows it's not going to get him anywhere. Towards where? Lang Road? Neighbor said it went towards what road? Lansdowne State? Belinda, so he heard it go this way to the west or south? It's important right now. In which direction did the neighbor say he hear the vehicle go? West. Exactly, Belinda. That's what I said. This way, right? This way. And that's exactly where Earl and Ron live. West. That's what the neighbor told us, guys. And that's why I'm talking right now here to Belinda rather than reading the article further, because these are the important parts to me. The 100-acre property is way up north. Lang Road? You mean west? You mean this way, right, Belinda? Lansdowne Road? Lang, Lang. Wait, let me see. Can you send me a screenshot maybe? Let me go Google Maps. I'll be right back. 1 second. Old Lang Road. Dirt Road. Lang. I guess if somebody can send me a screenshot, because if you said west, you mean this way or down here? Oh yeah, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I got it. Oh, I got all the documents. Thank you so much. I don't see Old Lang. Oh, past Daniels. Okay. Mattison. Oh, you're talking about Justin Smith? Oh, up here? Okay, got it. So that would be close to where Justin Smith is living, right? Because Justin's property is right here. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. Because the article talked about Gaylock and... Wow. That's pretty new. I got it now. Wow. So mind you, this is Lerk Road. New Lerk? Okay, Lerk Road. So Justin Smith would have heard it because he lives here. Remember? I showed you before where he lives. Let me look at it again. Now, mind you, he could have gone to Earth and he could have gone up, this car could have also gone up there because I believe there are several things they wanted to get rid of from their property, including whatever may have been in the shed. Wow. So let's remind ourselves where Justin lives. But this is a property by Justin Smith, right there. And there's Lerg Road. He would have been able to hear it. It's 2 kilometers away from where Jack and Lily lived. But also, Brad Wong said on Gaylock Road and Lansdowne Station Road. Sorry, I didn't see that, Grandel. Let me go up here. I don't know what to disregard because I already didn't see it. Well, I believe we need to consider the possibility that there was something in the shed that he didn't want police to see in the morning. Oh, okay. Well, now I'm going to look at the message. Now, even if you say disregard it, let me make the decision. Oh, okay. Yeah. I already got that. What would Durwood sidetracking? That's his benefit. Sidetracking. Durwood was there for only one thing, and that's sidetracking. And it worked. No matter how stupid it sounds, it worked, people. Of course, when then it came time for the police, oh man, don't tell me there's a new message from Earl Martell. Don't tell me that. Oh, this idiot. Can you believe it? Give me 1 second. What a dipshit. Oh my God. Oh, I know he's not Chinese. But who knows? Maybe his great-grandfather was. Who knows? Doesn't matter though. Either way. Give me a second. This is good. All right. So I guess this is Bradley Wong. And it's already been published on DT, so C Legal, thank you so much. Always get a screenshot immediately because these folios, they tend to delete things later. Well, shaking the apple tree paid off in dividends. 2 more names to look at real close. Dude, are you suggesting Bradley Wong and Justin Smith took Jack and Lilly seriously? I mean, for real? Is that what Earl wants us to believe? Let's see what he said. What a person feels they are in the right, they don't back down for any threats against them. And my mind, I'm right. In my mind, I'm right. He's not right, and he knows it. He needs to clarify he's talking about his mind or his so-called mind. In my mind, I'm right. He's a leaker, just like the rest of them. Tell me more, Earl, because I will know so much more once you start going. Earl Martell says, what a person feels they're in the right, they don't back down. They don't back down. They. Okay, who's they? For any threats against them. Them. Not me. And my mind, I'm right, and I'm not going to stop digging into things. Anyone against me better go digging. Okay. Were you digging that night? I'm not going to stop digging into things. Anyone against me better go sit in a corner. There's no stopping me. I got nothing to lose. Uh-oh, there comes Earl. So apparently everybody in the area is scared of Brad Wong, but you're not. Now we know why he's been quiet for so long, because just like Janie, the moment he opens his mouth, not good for them, in my opinion. What a person feels they're in the right, they don't back down for any threats against them. In my mind, I'm right. He's not right, and he knows it. That's why he wants to say in my mind. That's his way of saying it's my truth. Not much of a difference there. Pay very close attention to the wording. In my mind, I'm right. Rakes, wrenches, shovels. Well, better go sit in a corner. There's no stopping me. I got nothing to lose. Yeah, Brad Wong, go sit in a corner. Earl just told you. Sit in a corner, Brad. I wanna see how that goes. If Earl, as we saw him, and this guy get into it. Earl, you said to Tint, be a man. Why don't you go to Brad Wong right now? I don't know what these two tattoos are, if they're gang tattoos or whatever. But Earl, why don't you get into his face? I don't know. Yeah, I saw what Tint looked like. Tint looked a little bit smaller than that, definitely. Say it to his face, dude. And tell him, go sit in the corner. Be a man, Earl. Walk up to him right now. He's your neighbor. Knock on his door, point at the corner, and tell him to sit down. Unhinged. Unhinged, people. Seriously. Tell him, sit your ass down, boy. And turn the camera off. Be a man. Tell his wife, turn off the camera. They don't look like real tattoos? I don't know. So now Earl wants to be Durwood Part 2. And where does this shaking the apple tree come from? Come from a Peter Gabriel song or what? Yeah, you say he looks like a big teddy bear. Yeah, but I'm sure if Earl comes to him and tells him, sit down in the corner, boy, he's not going to be a gentle giant anymore. Like, what you say? Turn off the camera, Earl. I want to make sure I hear you correctly. Oh my God. What a show, man. Oh, I'm happy Earl is going to start to speak. I will have a field day with Earl's statements. Anything from Earl. Oh my God. Earl, why don't you get Ron to come over? Get Ron involved as well. I want to hear from him. Except you're the only one talking to yourself and nobody believes your crap. 3 likes on this. Even your friends are like, dude, seriously? This is not one of those things where you get 200 likes and you realize, people believe you. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed this one. Lindsay Jones. Look how he spells Lindsay. Her name is Lindsay Jones. And he says Lindsay Jones. I can tell that you were the one that taught Daniel how to spell. Unfortunately, no, I don't think you took much time. What were you doing when you were younger? What kind of lifestyle did you live, dude? Because you're not much older than me. Let's go back 30 years. If you spend time teaching your son how to write, then your son learned very well in terms of getting it from you. No punctuation. I believe Brett and Justin also. Because Daniel, remember, I brought it up in chat last night. He didn't say they were wrong. He didn't. Daniel, oh God. You see, now it comes to me. Daniel, are these guys correct or are they wrong? Is Bradley Wong wrong? Is Justin Smith? You told us Justin Smith lives 2 kilometers away. But apparently he said he heard your car turn west on Lairg Road right below his property. Yeah, I think he's a lot older than me, actually. What I mean is, I wonder what he did, how he lived when he was Daniel's age. What was he like? I don't think he was that, I don't know. You know what I mean? You can see people when they get older, what they act like now. But, what were you like when Daniel was growing up, looking up to you? Daddy, how do you spell Lindsay, Daddy? Ask your teacher. Ask your mom. Have fun. You love your job. So, okay, what they keep referring to these guys doing so much wrong in life, right? They want to discredit them. Now, it doesn't mean that what they're pointing out is all lies, but the problem is it's insignificant to me what Brad Wong and Justin, and by the way, Justin Smith seems to have his stuff together. He seems to have a good job. I tried to reach out to him on LinkedIn. You know, we're not talking about, he owns a lot of property up there, 2 kilometers away. Bradley Wong, Bradley Wong. What a person feels they're in the right. They don't back down for any threats. Okay, a person, who's that person? Can you take ownership and say what I feel? Can you tell us I am right? So I will not back down. And what are you trying to say? What exactly are you trying to tell us here? Are you able to tell us that Brad and Justin are wrong? Look at the statement. Look at the avoidances here. Look at what they are alleging. And why is that so sensitive to you? And how do you know? Did you drive up there? Were you there? Do you know that Daniel wasn't driving on Lerk and that he didn't pass by? So let's get this really, really straight, people, okay? Let's get it really, really straight. And look at the map one more time. Justin Smith owns the property here, and he said that the road next to his property, Lerg Road, is where he heard the car go west, according to what Belinda just told me, right? And then Bradley Wong lives down here, and he said he heard the car up here. This is where Jack and Lilly lived. And then both of them later on talked, and Wong said what he heard, and then Bradley said, well, that must be the same car. I heard that car too that night. And that's Daniel's car. I heard it up here. So why did Bradley hear the car down here? Because I think that he may have gone to Earth to get the ATV. And he may have gone up there for a different reason. Where does it lead? Up north? Towards Westville? Here's Westville. Did he take the side roads to go to Westville? And Earth's property is up here. I talked about that before. I mentioned it. Let's look at Earth's property up north. This is up north. Earl Martell. And Westville, Daniel knows people up there. Back to the map. And here's Big Island, the waterfall area. And none of this is far. 30 minutes. Where I'm at. There's Lansdowne. So if he went down, he went up Lerg Road. Maybe he went to go up north that way. But you know what? How did we get a boot print, and how did the blanket end up anywhere, and the shirts and whatever? I believe that there were different trips for a reason and not for the same reason. I believe that Jack and Lilly were transported away, and from there transported via ATV. And I believe that some stuff that he wanted to get rid of Okay, let me see Brad Wong. Let me go to my messages right now, guys. You see, I love that when I get Earl's messages. That's when I'm in my element, people. Oh, please, Earl, give us more. Give us more, dude. Don't stop talking, Earl. Oh my God. Because the moment that I get statements from you, it's on, baby. There's no more guests. There is no need for me to read anything else or pay attention to whatever news articles say, because you tell us very well. What do you know, Earl? And who came to your property that night? And where was your ATV, baby? Please tell me. Wait, I'm getting all these documents right now. I don't know if I'm going to look at them tonight. Anyways. Anywho, anyhow. Please speak. This is Bradley Wong. Okay. And so just to make it very clear, they keep talking about the neighbor and he had problems with police, and it's true. So to dismiss that, but I want to mention that this was 5 years ago. About property theft. Oh, 2019, that was 6 years ago, May 2019. There were breaking and enterings. They used ATV to make patrols to seasonal homes and put stickers on the doors to show owners that they checked the... Okay. So something that's 6 years ago, that's what they keep referring to. But they cannot tell us that they didn't drive the car. You know, tell us they're wrong. That's what I'm interested in. The neighbors told the RCMP they heard a vehicle coming and going near the trailer where Jack and Lily Sullivan lived. Justin Smith. But here's my question. How did he hear about Laird Road, Belinda? Because it says another neighbor, Justin Smith, told police that he heard a vehicle in the vicinity around 1:30 a.m. He said he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area where police found Lily's blanket and imprints of child-sized footprints. That would be down Lansdowne Road, right? Mr. Smith told police the car made a noise and then went quiet for about 2 minutes. After that, he said it drove towards Laird Road, okay, up there, which is the same direction as the trailer where the children lived. Really? What am I not getting here? So I'm going to throw it all out. I'm not sure if I get the answers about this one tonight, but let's make it very clear what we're looking at here. Let's clarify this, okay? Oh, you said New Lurk Road? New Lurk, is it different? Let me see. No, he said Laird Road, not New Lurk. And Laird is up here. So this doesn't make sense to me. Laird Road is 2 or 3 kilometers away from where the blanket was found. Here. So Belinda, if you know, oh, New Lurk, okay, one moment, please. New Lurk. The article said Laird Road. Okay, Charles, tell me then. Because Belinda said west. Did he hear the car go this way? Which way are we talking about here? C Legal, do you know what I'm talking about? Let's go back to the article. Because Laird is way up there. It's far away. Okay. So please, let's do this. He heard the car go this way, close to the blanket, then go back, and then west on Lurk. Right? Got it. So went towards maybe Earl's house, go back, his property, stop there, and then go the other way. Well, I believe these were dual-purpose trips. Two purposes: get rid of Jack and Lilly, and then get rid of whatever was in the shed in the back. I believe that. And I do believe the ATV was involved when it came to getting rid of Jack and Lilly. You know it, Krista. Justin Smith's properties are right around there. The blanket was by Earl's, yes. Okay. What's at New Lurk? This lake? Sure. Check this lake if you go search. I'm still stuck with the ocean though. But remember, there's a possibility he may have stopped here by McLeod Bridge. Because one uncle lives here and the other lives there, right by the bridge. An area he was very familiar with. Old cemetery. That's the cemetery right here. AB said the article was inaccurate. Could be. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the article was incorrect in part. But he suggested earlier that I go look through it because it's behind a paywall for many of you guys. And if there's some information, well, let me put it up there. Okay? While I get more coffee. But no Kopi Luwak. I like coffee that hasn't been digested by animals. Brad Wong, who said he could see vehicle lights over the treetops from his elevated home, told police on May 9. So he waited a week. That a loud vehicle came. He said a loud vehicle and went from the area of the trailer 3 or 4 times after midnight and into the early hours of the morning. He reported to police that the vehicle would drive off into the distance and he could hear it stop and then return. Mr. Wong told police he remained in earshot the entire time that night. The Globe previously published a story including an account from Mr. Wong claiming he heard the car coming and going 5 or 6 times, but agreed not to identify him because he said he was concerned about speaking publicly about the case. In an interview Friday, Mr. Wong said he came forward to police and agreed to be identified by the Globe because of Martel's account that he was home all evening on May 1 into May 2nd. Mr. Wong said that it's inconsistent with what he heard and saw that night. Mr. Wong lives about 300 meters across the road and up a forested hill from the children's trailer. I shown you where. Mr. Martel did not respond to a request for comments. Gaylock Lake, yes. Let's look at the map. Let's look at the property again. And Wong doesn't own this property, not according to the registration records. But I guess he rents from the guy, a guy who lives in Westville. So that would be mountain area. I mean, forestry area. Let's look at the Earth. Let's look at Google Earth. So Jack and Lily were here, across the road, 300 meters, and then elevated forest area. That's where Wong, I believe. I don't really see a house. Or is it this one? I don't know. I'll be right back. And Gaylock Lake, where is it? Let me see. I agree, Jonna. He went somewhere, did something, and then, yeah. Absolutely. Madison Road. Yeah, let's look at that. Good call. What lake? This is Lansdowne Lake. And then Gaylock, this is Gaylock Lake. This is Gaylock Lake up here. Okay? And Lang Road is here. So it could have led to Gaylock Lake. Now Madison is down here by Lansdowne Lake. And this is the pipeline, right? Wait. Let's look at Earth. pipeline. Follow the pipeline. And this would be this would be Matheson towards the pipeline. And I guess this would be Lang, also leading to the pipeline. Lang Road is also leading towards the pipeline. Let's make sure this is Lang Road. No, it's more north, right? This would be Lang. Let's see again. Yeah, this is Lang right up here. Lang Road. And here's Matheson. And this one, let me look what the name is. Shit, man. It's not identified by Google Maps. That road down here is not identified by Google Maps. Because you see how it goes. And here's Matheson. If you follow me. So there's something here, another road. But this is Lerck, not Lang. Oh my God, what am I looking at here? And New Gaylord Lake, Gaylord Lake is up there. This is it, Gaylord Lake. You see? You mean how far is it to Gaylord Lake? Jonna? From Gaylord Lake to where? To Jack and Lily's house? Well, how far does it look? Let's see. It's 2 kilometers from Justin to here. So this would be another 2 kilometers. So 4 kilometers, I would say. Or the beginning of Lairg Road. To Gaylock Lake? Okay, wait. Okay, from here to here. And this is 2 kilometers. It's a little more than 2 kilometers, 2 or 3 kilometers. Yeah, 2 or 3. But you see, Bradley Wong is right here. So what did Bradley Wong hear, Belinda? Did Bradley Wong hear him turn on Lansdowne? Because these are 2 different accounts. If Justin Smith lives up there. Let's read on. No, not that dude. I want this. Reached by phone by the Globe on Friday. Miss Brooks Murray, who previously told police she slept through the night, said she didn't hear any vehicles coming and going from the trailer overnight before her children disappeared. Okay, of course. Miss Brooks Murray recently issued a statement to the volunteer missing persons group. Okay, and she misspelled her own name. Got it. I'm sure you wrote it. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told police that he heard a vehicle in the vicinity around 1:30. He said he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area. But that makes no sense because Justin Smith is very far away from there. That makes no sense to me, people. None. Zero. That makes no sense. Because Justin Smith is up here, 2 kilometers away from where Jack and Lilly were. Making it almost 3, maybe 3 kilometers away from where the blanket was found. So that makes absolutely no freaking sense. And you said he heard the car go down on Lerck. So how did Justin Smith hear or see, and how did he hear the car being down there on Lansdowne Road? That makes no freaking sense, man. Is that the part AB pointed out about the article being wrong? And if so, then what's right? This makes 0 sense. I agree that Bradley Wong would have been well able to hear from here that there's a car going down this way. But what my question was is from where? Where did the car go from there? Did it go down towards Lansdowne Road? Did he hear that or not? This article makes no sense. And that, needless to say, is what Daniel focused on the last time. Now, he told us that Smith lives 2 kilometers away. So how could he hear a car going down to where the blanket was found? That makes no sense. But what he avoided telling us is that Mr. Wong could have heard it easily because he lives right there by the intersection of Lansdowne and Gaylock. So explain this. If you have the answer, Belinda, tell me. Or Chasa, tell me please the answer. Is that just a regular goof by who wrote this? Lindsay Jones? Let's see. Yeah, Lindsay Jones. Not Lancy, but Lindsay. And then Mr. Smith told police the car made a noise and then went quiet for about 2 minutes. After that, he said it drove towards Lurg Road, which is in the same direction as the trailer where the children lived. He didn't say it turned on Lurg Road. He said towards Lurg Road. Okay, let's make this very clear. But where was Justin Smith? Where was he at the time? Was he visiting with Wong? Because from way up there, he wouldn't have been able to hear the car turn where the blanket was found. That makes no sense, people. I hate to say it, but it makes no sense. That whole article makes no sense. Or half of it doesn't make sense to me. The court document still contains significant redaction. Well, let me look at it. What is this?
My name is Lindsay Jones, and I'm the Atlantic reporter for the Globe and Mail.
I'm Greg Mercer, and I'm an investigative reporter for the Globe.
So you mean Belinda, so Justin Smith was 2 kilometers up north, almost 3 kilometers away from where the blanket was found? Read this one. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told police that he heard a vehicle in the vicinity. He said he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks, near the area where police found Lily's pink blanket and imprints. Where does Justin Smith physically live? I know he owns property up there, but does he live somewhere else? And where? Where does Justin Smith physically live, and where exactly was he during that time? Because I'm sorry, guys, but this makes zero sense now. And since that is the distance that Daniel seems to focus on, I think we need to clarify this before we move on. You know? Wong, yes, I believe you. Justin Smith, I need to know where exactly were you. Because if Smith was up north, 2 kilometers away, I cannot take it seriously that he heard the car down there. I gotta be impartial enough to say, listen, you need to clarify this now. And so far, I haven't been able to pinpoint. Sunny thinks he lives to the right of Lansdowne Road. Why does she think that? What makes her think that that's where Justin Smith lives? And where? I looked into those properties and he doesn't own them. Yes, Belinda, I know where he lives. I don't know where he lives physically. I know that he owns the properties here by Lerg Road. That I know. Up here. This is where his properties are. He has 3 different properties here. But we have been looking for the properties down there. And none of them, as far as I know, belong to him. None. So I just want to know, where was he physically located when he stated that he heard the car go around? Okay. So he would have to rent from somebody. I can go back to the properties that are down there. I haven't seen him on these titles. Give me a second. Because otherwise Daniel's going to come back in and say, well, he lives 2 kilometers away. He couldn't hear. Yeah. That's where his properties are up there. I agree with that. But where was he physically located? I'm going to look through the properties, guys, down there to see if I missed his name somewhere, but I don't think I did. Geddes, Mackenzie, Geddes, Mackenzie. I mean, do you mean here? Maybe this area? Belinda, do you remember, did you take a screenshot when they showed you a location on the channel from Sunny? Like, can you just give me a screenshot maybe when Kent and Sunny talked about it on their channel, if they showed a map? Because I have all of the properties, all of the information I have from all the properties here. It won't be hard for me to look it up. But for example, this one down there on Lansdowne is owned by Melvin Lawrence Geddes. That black house on the corner. I have all of the property information. I just need to know which one I got to look for. And then I can tell you, you see, that one would be right here. From there, he could have heard something, or from here. But who physically lives there? That's important to know. Let me look. Geddes. Harvey Allen, Fleming, Shrinen. I'm going to look through them all now, people, until somebody shares something with me. That's too much guessing, man. I'm not saying she's right or wrong. I'm just saying, you know, which location? Because I'm not going to move on just because this is important. Michael Hader, Ferguson, Chalk, Smith. Oh, Wayne Smith? Wait, there's a Wayne Smith right here. You see? Look at this. Who's Wayne Smith? Let me go to Facebook and see if Justin is there and if he has a relative named Wayne on his friends list. Gonna check your message now. Anybody have Justin's Facebook ready? Feel free to send it to me. The link, please. Because this could be the location where Justin actually lives physically. Oh, Justin Sundance Smith, that's his name? Let me see. Oh, I requested him actually. Mm-hmm. It would be Wayne Smith, right? I mean, it's not like Wayne, like Smith is a very uncommon name. Who knows? Could be his father's property, right? Because if this was the case, what are you saying? Two houses. So Belinda, then this could be them. This could be one, right? Here? Because you know what? The pipeline is right there. And Earl lives right there. So he would be pretty much across from Earl. Now that would make him a very good witness if he lived there physically. You see what I mean? Darlene Chalk. Let me see. Why has nobody asked that before? Darlene Chalk. Let me see. Let me see who your friends are. Okay, Darlene Chalk has an Alana Smith. Yeah, I don't know, people. What do you think? Okay, I'm gonna read your comments now. Hey, Sun Cycle, welcome back. Yeah, but you couldn't hear 3 kilometers away. I don't know. You see this one? Okay. I show you on the map. Mm. Here we go, Wayne Smith. So that would be here. Here's a pipeline. Yeah, that's possible, guys. It's possible he lives down there. Then he would have been able to hear it. No, don't shut up. But anyways, I think this needs to be clarified because, again, about what? We're trying to figure out where Justin Smith physically was located. A trick question. I'm going to look through some more properties here. Belinda, do you remember, did they have a screenshot of the area where they think that Justin Smith was living? I think it's important to know when we look at the article. Yeah, Justin's girlfriend located there. Okay, the property says, it's in 2 different names. So yeah, when the blanket was found here, and Justin, if he lived there, he could have turned around, he could have heard everything. But 2 kilometers away, I don't think so. Justin jumped around. Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe he has a girlfriend there somewhere, maybe, who knows? I would just like to know exactly where he was located. Because the next time Daniel comes by and says, he was 2 kilometers away and couldn't have heard anything, well, then we will be able to ask him, what about this location right there? If that's where he was located. Because what does it say here? The documents detail efforts to track Mr. Martell and Miss Mary Brooks's... Wait, am I losing it here? Malaya Brooks Murray, right? Not Murray Brooks. Okay. Is her name Malaya Brooks Murray or Malaya Murray Brooks? I know it doesn't matter, but I'm just interested in how detail-oriented people are. Here it says about the detail, the RCMP's interaction with Darren Geddes, a cousin of Miss Murray Brooks. Yeah, Brooks Murray is her name, right? Well, Lindsay Jones, yeah. So it says Darren Geddes is a cousin of Patty Pearson, Malaya's grandmother, who spread a theory that the children had been abducted by their own mother. In June, as a guest on a YouTube true crime show while using a pseudonym, Mr. Geddes speculated that Miss Brooks Murray had dressed the kids on the morning they disappeared and put them in a vehicle with the intention of sending them to oh my God. This one, First Nation where she has family. Sipikne Okay, yeah, maybe sound travels very far. See, there's a reason I'm getting into this, guys. But what did Sunny say, Belinda? I mean, that's what I'm interested in. Did she point out a certain location? And how did she get there? I don't like maybes. I like to know. Her brother Hayden Murray Smith complained to the police about this when blah, 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 blah. Okay. So Hayden complained about this. Geddes got involved and was going all over the internet saying things, Hayden said. Nothing Geddes is saying is making sense. According to a summary of his interview with the RCMP submitted by Corporal Charlene Curl. Yep. Nothing that Geddes said makes sense. And 2 kilometers is 1.2 miles for those of you. Okay, gotcha. I got your email. So when Daniel comes and says, well, Justin lives 2 kilometers away, what about Wong? And what are you saying? You're not giving us a denial. It's not a reliable denial to say Justin lives 2 kilometers away. There's some real avoidance here, not addressing what these two guys are alleging. The theory that by the way, I'm curious. Do any of you believe anything about this, the Durwood? Who thinks it's possible that the children are on the reservation? I'm just curious. And don't be afraid to say it if you are. Is it possible? Do you believe it is possible that Durwood was right about that? Yes or no? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Good. Wow. But now is my question. What do you believe that most people? Yeah, not at all. Absolutely. Good. You say, I don't know if he has any information. Well, he's avoiding. He's making a mockery of the indigenous people. He's making a mockery of Jack and Lilly. And when confronted by police and he was asked questions he didn't like, he became hostile. They kicked his ass out and said, you know, it's nothing that he says that makes any sense. And I'm hearing a lot of these, it makes no sense. We can't pay attention to it, period. But I would think a lot of people probably think it's possible, and they get sidetracked by that. By the way, Belinda, is there more coming? Is there more detail coming? Are they or still legal? Is there another? I was told there's another video or another segment coming or something like that. I was hoping it would come before I'm doing this, but aren't holding my breath. Or the mine shafts? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, people. I haven't looked at the mine shafts because I get too many ocean references. Yeah, they don't hold his feet to the fire. That's the problem, right? How about a sworn testimony by Darren? Need a sworn testimony. If you get a sworn testimony, you can hold him accountable. And then if you see that he lied under oath, then you got him. But I think he would never get that far. Let it get that far. He just wants to plant some seeds. He was confrontational. So, you know, when they talk about Wong and the thefts 6 years ago, that was 6 years ago, guys. He's a family man. He has little kids. Wait, does he have two little boys? Or two little boys, right? Janie said he has two little boys, that neighbor. I'm not going to. I don't believe in the mine shafts either, no. I look at the references about the ocean. I think it's the ocean, people. I see too many references. And those of you who think that maybe Daniel on purpose tried to mislead us, no, you see his pattern. Same like the pattern of Earls. Very similar patterns. Okay, what's the other one? I didn't finish it. Let's hear it.
We got to find these kids.
For Nick Oldreeve of Please Bring Me Home, the goal of their involvement in the search for Lilly and Jack Sullivan, who went missing on May 2nd from their home in Lansdowne Station, is to shake the tree.
You know, maybe it implores somebody to send in a tip if they know something, and you know, or the search efforts continue and they're in those woods.
He says the nonprofit group has only been involved in the case for about 5 days, but adds the children's grandmother, Belinda Gray, had reached out to them back in May. Oldreeve says they've had success so far in getting more information out, circulating a statement on October 13th that they say is from Lilly and Jack's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray. She writes, "I will never stop searching for my children until they are found and brought home safe and sound.
Never.
Someone somewhere knows something, so please bring my babies home." RCMP couldn't verify
This-
the accuracy of
Almost sounds like song lyrics, right? Someone somewhere knows something. Some shit like that, right? I mean, this is them trying to be poetic, in my opinion. Whoever wrote it for her, they tried to talk as much as possible, 2 long pages, but didn't say anything. Seriously, I haven't even listen, guys. I haven't really looked at it. I can look at the statement from Malaya, supposedly. Listen.
the statement circulating on social media, but know that Malaya Brooks Murray has confirmed authorship of a written statement. As for next steps, the organization is encouraging people to come forward.
Yeah, Malaya was like, yeah, sure, I wrote it. Now go away. I'm going to the beach. I'm pretty sure they told her, you need to write something, and she couldn't be bothered with that. At all. At all. She could not be bothered.
With tips and are considering doing a search in November, adding it will most likely be a search of waterways in the area.
It's really difficult because we've seen everything be thrown at this area for searching. So, but it's an extra layer of precaution to make sure.
I predict that they will look through the mine shaft, so they look everywhere and find absolutely nothing. And eventually, the only option left will be the ocean area. This is exactly where I believe that he took Jack and Lilly. And I said it from the beginning, and I continue to say that. And that's because of the linguistic references that he made. So I don't care who comes out with what. I don't care who believes what. I don't care how much sense something else seems to make. It doesn't make a damn difference to me. If the statements don't provide it, I ignore it. I knew from the beginning, I was the only one that ignored Durwood completely. I knew from his language immediately, I didn't listen to what he was saying. Only the beginning, I knew already. I applied the Plaid system. I knew immediately there was nothing but deception going to come. And the intention, more than anything, was what I detected. The intention was 100% to deceive people. 100%. So there's a reason I get stuck and I say, I'm not moving forward. I'm not moving on. I'm not moving on to when there is a maybe. So the searches, if it's mine shafts and lakes, I can guarantee you there will be zero found. Nothing. Absolutely not a thing. Right? So I believe the ocean area is that's the only place that needs to be looked at. Could DM uncle who works at the graveyard had access to cremation? Okay, Charsa and Belinda, Danielle just asked you a question here. Of course, I mean, there are no statements suggesting it, but yeah, sure, look into all of the areas that you think about. If anything, that we can dismiss it. Smith said he heard. Wong said he saw the lights and he saw Buttercup. Absolutely. Justin Smith said he heard. Wong said he heard and he saw. Wong told us he saw the lights and he could have seen them. I looked at the map. Give me 1 second, people. It still bothers me that they write Lindsay Jones wrote her name Malaya Murray Brooks. Eye for detail. No, Belinda, that question came from Danielle, but you know what? Ignore it. Didn't come from me. I'm set at the ocean. But I mean, I hear a lot of people, unless the language provides anything, hey, Fern, no access to cremation. I agree. Justin's girlfriend lives behind Daniel. Maybe Justin was there. Justin who? Justin Smith or Justin Martell? But Chelsea said not true. Okay, tell me, what is it about Justin's girlfriend? Justin Smith? Well, what's her name? Remember what I just stated about the property by the pipeline, close to the pipeline? Wayne Smith? Is it Darlene? What is the girlfriend's name? About Justin Smith's girlfriend living behind Daniel. What's her name? What is Justin Smith's girlfriend's name, guys? I believe they're far away from home. Sandra Chisholm. I believe they're far away from home. Ocean. Wolfie, do you know her name? The girlfriend's name? Darlene? Maybe. Well, the only place that I can think of is right here. Let me see. Show you right now, people. Because there's a Wayne Smith and a Darlene Chalk who own this one, and the pipeline is right here, and Earl is right here. And Jack and Lilly would have been here. So right behind, well, not right behind, a kilometer away maybe. That's what I've seen so far. But Wolfie, please go ahead. I mean, tell me what you heard. And when you hear something, ask them specifically. Ask them what they know, how they know, what's her name. If they can't tell you, just ignore it. Chelsea, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's exactly what I'm trying to figure out here. Because I looked, I know two kilometers up north, Justin Smith owns 3 properties. I'm not thinking anything. I'm trying to figure out what people are talking about. Remember, he saw nothing. He heard, he said. Had he been here, he would have been able to possibly see. Oh, really? Let me check it. Well, if it's Darlene, then I say we got something. If not, then I don't know. But the question is, who said it originally? And where did they get it from? You know what I mean? And why are these people up all freaking night anyways, man? Why is everybody up all night? The pig gate? Oh, that's where? Okay, the pig gate was where Justin Martel parked that morning, right? Away from the police. And remember, Daniel said there were hundreds of cars, Belinda. So just did you see what Daniel replied yesterday? According to Daniel, there was no parking spot near the property. But the pig gate would be right here, but there's nobody living there, right? Further up there are the cabins, the old school or something like that. Oh, Justin said he was home on Facebook. Who, Justin Smith? Oh, let me see Justin Smith's. Let me see if there's anything, any post that I may want to pay attention to from May. No. Now Brad Wong. I guess he has two accounts, Bradley Mitchell and Bradley Mitchell is a retired account. Okay, guys, let me see what I'm looking at here. The pig gate is up one more driveway. This is where the Jack and Lily, and this is the pig gate right here. You remember? Right? Right here. No? Hey, Kim. Good morning to you. Oh, this one here, right? Is it this one by the cabins? Okay, that's the pig gate right here. So it's more than, so there's a little road here and that's not it. But then you have it here, 300 meters away, I remember. Who lives here? I need the property info, by the way. So that's where Justin Smith has a girlfriend? I need to know more. Let me ask. Okay, so it's not privately owned by somebody. And Wolfie, she lives at the pig gate in the by campground. He jumps around. Okay. Is his Facebook account is Justin Sundance Smith, right? And he has 2 sons, or what's that wrong? Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me with the pig gate. But again, if Sunny said it, then ask Sunny where she got it from. You know what I mean? Like, it's very simple. That's why most things that I hear, I kind of tune out very quickly. I wait for something more to show. Yeah, Janie said 2 sons. And if I don't hear more, then I disregard it until it comes up again and somebody provides me more information, because there's so much floating around. What's Belinda say? I missed it. 2 kilometers away, right? So he would have had to hear the car making the turn from 2 kilometers away. You don't need to read the rest, Kim. Just tell me what's on your mind. What questions do you have, or what did you find out? Feel free to chime in. Got it, yes. And the farm would be by Laird Road then, right? But he didn't say that they turned by Laird Road. Let's look exactly at what he said. There's Brad Wong. We know where he lives. Brad Wong saw the lights and he heard. And Smith told police that he heard a vehicle in the vicinity around 1:30. He said he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area where police found Lilly's pink blanket. So he would have had to hear this from 2 or 3 kilometers away. He would have had to hear the location where the turn was made. Mr. Smith told police the car made a noise and then went quiet for about 2 minutes. So 2 kilometers in 2 minutes. Okay, after that he said it went quiet? Wait, after that he said it drove towards Laird Road, which is in the same direction as the trailer where the children lived. He said towards Laird Road. He didn't say that the car turned on Laird Road. I am reaching out to him. Let me see again. All right, I hope. I'm asking him. Okay, good night, Belinda. So this is what we need to figure out, people. And to show it one more time on Google Earth. And I finish with that, guys. Wong heard the car here and saw the lights. Justin up there on a farm, right? Still, I know sound travels, but how could he have heard from there that the car turned right here by the railroad tracks? And he said towards Laird. He didn't say past Laird because his property is right by Laird, right here. So the exact words that he used were, after that he said it drove towards Laird Road. Why didn't he say turned on Laird or went past Laird? Why didn't he say that? Was he located somewhere else than the farm? I think that what I pointed out would make more sense, that he was located where somebody actually has a property named Smith. And that would have been around here, close to the pipeline. That makes more sense to me. And it's co-owned by a Darlene Chalk. Yeah, but he wouldn't have said towards Lerk. He would have been able to hear it turn on Lerk. But either way, people, one last time, the property would be right here. That's the only Smith I see property, and that would be across from Earl Martell. But it's Wayne Smith, it's not Justin Smith. So did he have a girlfriend there, but he lived with his wife on the farm? Is that what I'm hearing? I don't know. Who knows? Either way, guys, I'm going to go too, because everybody seems to drop off. We can talk about it next time when we get some more information. But if you can find out anything about where Justin Smith was actually located, I appreciate it. Simply because, listen, I want to know where he was and how he is so sure. You know what I mean? As for Wong, I believe you. I know where your location is. So good night, all of you. Hey, who's here? Jonna? I went to a remote area. Okay. Please try to find out, guys. Okay? Thank you for coming. Have a good night, everybody. I see you next time. Bye-bye.